Amps again from Amzaum, and today's reflection day. I just woke up, need to go somewhere, and it's all freezing, so I'm just heating the car up and took to you guys. And I slept on it. I still have not seen the highlights or anything. I got back late. Still I've not seen the highlights. But I'm just still so shocked and embarrassed. Not just at the result, guys, but just at the stubbornness of one Amrim. Last week, he tweaked and outsmarted us. I think the media, more than us, I think it's the media that he's got this ongoing battle and relationship with. Too much of a relationship. He seems to focus on what the media are saying, and he's always trying to explain himself, defend himself, trying to keep them guessing. But he stumbled on the right formula last week against Newcastle. He ended up in a back four. And my goodness, maybe it surprised the opposition. I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt as to why we looked and played so well against Newcastle to start off with. That first half was on point. What was the reason? And I'm struggling to see why he would change from that formula. So let's go back. It's the same personnel. He started the same exact people with one change. He brought in Xerxes for Mason Mount. Okay? And this is where I don't get how his brain works. I mean, Xerxes is it's not a similar type of player to Mason Mount, but he's not all too dissimilar. There are many other paradoxically different players than those two to start off with, but they are still different players. However, they play a similar position, i.e. the 10, albeit in a different way, different style. Stylistically they are different. Obviously Xerxes is a lot taller, but I think he still connects the game, likes the give and goes, likes the 1-2s. He's still very much that player. He's replaced Mount with Xerxes, but instead of giving Mount the preferred position, I remember looking at Mount's position last week and thinking, how would Bruno Fernandes thrive in this? Mount thrived in it. Xerxes could do. And the reason is that they are playing banging on the centre, where they've got a number 9 ahead of them to play the give and goes, play the 1-2s. They've got someone on the left with Cunha, and they've got someone to their right, which was Patrick Dorgu. And all of a sudden, and this worked fantastic, and you're playing to the strength of your players. Hi Sarah, thank you very much for coming in. Sorry, not Sarah, Sadvet. Sorry, I won't be going too much in the comments today, but where was I? So we slept on it, and I was like, okay, he's taken out a number 10 for another number 10. who played well, who unfortunately got brought up for injury, who again, Mason Mount is not a winger number 10, is he? He's not quite an Embuemo, he's not a Cunha. He doesn't have the pace for it. He'll run all day for you off the ball, but he's not quite that tricky wingerish kind of player who will take on the defender, beat him, put him across it. He's not that, and neither is Xerxes. And I thought, oh, it's got to be the same formation, same play as Newcastle, with the small change of Mason Mount going out, Joshua Xerxes coming in. No. Lo and behold, our man here, Amorim, wants to change things. Oh, the formation doesn't matter. How we set out, it's the patterns of play, it's this and that and the other. He's not entirely wrong, guys. He's not entirely wrong. We should still be beating Wolves with any formation. With any formation. But the truth remains that we can't beat Wolves with any formation. And because we can't afford to disrespect the league, the Premier League like that. We just can't. So we've got to play to what we have. We don't have a great set of wing backs. They're not what I would call specialist wing backs. I don't know why Delo is not a specialist wing back, but they're not. And we're just fitting square pegs into round holes to fit Amorim's system. As I said, I don't know enough about this particular system in football to tell you, all of the solutions. But I can tell you, with the players that he has at his disposal, and with what we've seen, especially from last week to this week, it's clear as day that these players, and indeed Old Trafford, Man United, the fans, everyone prefers 4 at the back. And Amorim is so stubborn, so pig-headed, comes in with the media and is again talking about, who gives a crap, mate? You moved on to 4 at the back. You don't want to give them credit? Don't give them credit. You want to surprise them, or I don't know what you want to do, what's your agenda, do that. But surely you have eyes and you can see that these players and the entire club functions a lot better with 4 at the back. Maybe he thought that, we did what was necessary against Newcastle, but Wolves are way worse opposition. We shouldn't need a system really to beat them, and let's go out and play how we've set out in the past and go out and beat them, and I'll be proven right again. Well, the thing is, there's no Delete, as I mentioned, there's no Bruno Fernandes, and we're welcoming some new players back, Martinez, etc., Aiden Heaven. I'm not saying we haven't played well in a 5 at the back. We played really well against Arsenal, we've played really well against Liverpool, but those are all teams that come at you, that attack you, that take the game to you. And I think that system is better suited to more expansive teams. Why would bottom of the league Wolves come to Old Trafford and attack us. They did it, as I said, to their death at the Molineux. Worked well in Amorim's favour. But after 5 minutes of seeing how Wolves set up, I don't understand why Amorim can't just go, Dorgu, scrap this, let's go back to plan B, you go forward, and we go into a flat 4. Simple.
Reduced speed.
Absolutely simple. So it's really baffling when -2 over here. I don't know what's the correlation, but I just wanted to mention when -2, it's on the eve of New Year's, and it's just such a, we've ended the year on such a bad note, guys. Such a bad note here from a Man United perspective. That I just think Amorim surely can't be as pig-headed and as stupid as this to self-sabotage. Surely not. I know we're on the eve of the transfer window. He needs players. He needs more of his players. Perhaps he'll get them. But we've got to do what we need to do to win games. And this is where I think we got it completely wrong with Erik Ten Hag, and we've set a bad precedent, because Ten Hag won the title, won us the trophies. But Amorim's not going to win a shit, because his system cost us against Tottenham. We're now in the second year, in his second year. We're already out of the League Cup. We're not in Europe, so no Europa. Forget the Premier League. We've got an FA Cup. I mean, even if we were to win this FA Cup, 1 trophy in 2 years is still not good. Not good form. So where do we go with him? We've set a very bad precedent with over-criticising Ten Hag. He was clearly not the darling of the media. They've got their way, like they did with De Gea. Media drove the De Gea agenda. They drove him out of the club. The manager bought it, and the manager was Ten Hag at that time. And actually, he got sacked because of his transfers. So his outcasting of De Gea on its own is the reason I said, yeah, he's got to get the sack. But otherwise, I could see Ten Hag's in-game management. He didn't want to play the football that we ended up playing. Ten Hag did not want to play the football that we ended up producing. But we didn't have the players. We had McTominay in midfield. McTominay is killing it in Napoli as an advanced midfielder. He was never a defensive midfielder. We had McTominay in midfield. I don't know who else we had. I think Matic, maybe Fred. Maybe Fred had already gone. Anyway, we digress. But Ten Hag brought us some success. I don't know what success Amorim's going to bring us. I can't see it. We've ended up 2025 on such a bad note. We need an outstanding 2026. And for an outstanding 2026, we need an outstanding window where Amorim gets all the players he needs. I.e., we need to sort out that fullback cover. Here's another problem. Luke Shaw hasn't played as a left fullback yet in this side. Luke Shaw has played in the centre-back position, left centre-back position, and has played as a left-back in the back four. So we don't know whether he'll be the answer as a left fullback. We don't know. I think he had a poor game yesterday, like everyone else did, not more so than other people. Can we hang our hats on Luke Shaw being the left wing back? I don't know. We need a right wing back ASAP if we are to play in 5, because Diego Dalot simply does not cut it, but he's in his leadership team. Will he cut it? I can't see Amorim identifying that as a problem. I can see him going to solve the midfield problem, because he does not like Ugarte. Casemiro is not enough a lot of the time. So I can see him trying to go out and solve the problem, the midfield problem, on who plays alongside Bruno Fernandes. And we need a striker. Whereas, if he changes his own formation, straight away, guys, Luke Shaw is a quality left back. Absolutely quality left back. You've got Dorgu to take you on till AFCON. After that, Mbeumo comes back, Ahmad comes back. Ahmad is not a wing back, guys. Ahmad is not, he's doing a job, but he is shoddy defensively. Same as Dorgu in that wing back position. And then the left and right centre backs have to go out and deal with it. But we've already seen in that situation, Lenny Yoro does not want to be by the byline. He gets turned too quick by wingers. It's just, again, it's so frustrating. Square pegs in round holes, because people are going in on our centre backs, or just going in on our players. Actually, it's not the players' fault. It's Amorim's fault. The reason that Yoro gets turned so quickly by the byline, guys, he's playing against the fastest wingers on the planet. It's a different speed. They're gonna eat him alive. If Van Dijk played there, he'd get eaten alive. Jaap Stam would play there, he did get eaten alive. And on the odd times, you know, when you listen to Roy Keane or some of the others, they jokingly blame Gary Neville, because if he's abandoning his position at right back, they have to fill in. And if they don't bring down their man, if they don't chop him in half, they'll get turned over by a winger at that time, by an Overmars, by a McManaman, by a whoever. It's just different. And somehow Amorim does not seem to understand that. He's got centre backs defending wingers. He's got defenders attacking and requiring to put in crosses, to be creative, to penetrate. Yesterday, one of the frustrating things that I saw with Diego Dalot, we're already over-reliant on only 2 players to provide us the width. This is at Old Trafford, guys. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest pitch in the Premier League. It's wide, it's expansive. It looks even wider perhaps than it is as well, because of the, you know, the fall downs, etc. We are on each side. We are we're used to watching players hogging the touchline, making Old Trafford look even bigger. Stretch the game. Have Gary Neville on one side at the back, have Evra or Dennis Irvin on the other, have Giggs on one touchline up and down, have David Beckham on the touchline up and down, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. I mean, right now, that's a dream. Now, we've replaced both these players with one player. And let's just focus on Delo, because I actually think Dorgu had a decent game. But Delo kept tucking in. He kept tucking in like Cristiano Ronaldo would do, but kept tucking in at the back. I mean, why is he coming inside the pitch to then put in a cross with his left, or to turn on and try and play this intricate passing? He's not that player. We're taking it away from... Delo could be a Gary Neville. I'm not saying he's as good as him, definitely not. But he could be, in the right formation, given the right instructions, keeping it simple. He could well and truly do us a job. But I don't know at this point who is telling him what. Who is telling him to tuck in? On a 5, we lose even this width, that this very little width that we have. We lose that altogether, and then we're cramping the midfield. We're having to overcompensate in other areas where we've already got too many players, guys. It's not even the midfield. We're over cramping the centre back positions. A lot of the time, I feel our players, get in our own way. So, I don't get it. Let me know in the comment section. I just wanted to come on. Perhaps it was just venting out a little bit. But more importantly, for me, it was, am I the only one who's like barking mad at the moment and looking at Amzaum and thinking, you've got no clue. You've got zero clue. Or can you guys see it? Is anyone with me on the system being flawed? And again, the system does work if Amzaum has his starting lineup. I think De Ligt is a massive part of that jigsaw, because the way he defends, I mean, he's a tenacious defender. I think, for me, De Ligt is what Van Dijk should be this season. That's how good he's been. He's been absolutely rock solid for us. But it's Man United. We don't defend with 5 at the back. Where do our midfielders go? It's an issue. Even in the earlier games when we played well, guys, we played well because we've only been counter-attacking. We counter-attack well. That's what it's set up for, right? Because we are left with very, very few forwards, and then we can support. Once the forwards are stretching the game, we can support. Our 5 at the back then turns into a 3-4-3. So once the 3 are stretching the game, we've soaked up the pressure, we've hit them up, then the 4 can kind of promote the game. I give Amzaum his props. When the 3 at the back are in their pomp, they all know what they have to do, i.e. the Euro, De Ligt and Shaw, they were all pushing forward to the halfway line. At that point, it kind of makes sense. And with 5 at the back, with 3 centre-backs, you pretty much have to have speed in that defence and play up the pitch, because you're cramping out the opposition pitch. You're playing in their half. Then it makes sense. But if we're dropping deep, and if we're being forced to kind of like play deeper because we don't have the personnel, we don't have pace, if you remove De Ligt from there, I don't know, does Martinez have that pace? Can he come back? Can he recover? I don't know. Aiden Heaven is a different type of player. But anyway, whatever it is, if we don't have, as Maguire can certainly not play like De Ligt. We've already tried and tested that, and again, I think we all knew that before I mean, that game against Tottenham, I believe it was Tottenham, how we conceded that goal. But we all knew that, but somehow Amzaum needs to try it, needs to see it, needs to be burnt repeatedly before he makes a change. So, anyway, that's the situation. I presume, for me, you know, with the sounds that Amzaum is showing, is demonstrating, he's not going to change. He'll keep that 5 at the back, and he'll just say his excuses. Well, you guys got rid of Ten Hag because he abandoned his philosophy. He didn't have a philosophy, a way of style of play at Man United. He won and he still got the sack. And Amraim's going to say, well, at least I have maintained my style of play. He ain't working, mate. It's not working. So that's why somewhere, somehow I said that it's not a simple managerial change. I think Ineos comes in on this. Ineos has to take blame. Ineos is going to take, it's going to have to take a big part of this blame. Radcliffe, they've all got to come in on it, because not only are have they chosen the wrong man. It's fine choosing the wrong person, that's fine, it can happen. You don't know what you don't know. We've chosen many wrong people, but where I've praised them in the past is they've taken action, they've changed. Now with Amzaum, it just looks like we're just persevering with not just the wrong guy. He could be the right guy, but he's got to have a word in. You know, Ineos have got to bring it in and go like, guy, like, listen, mate, there's just too much bad noise out there with your system. Change it. Change it with the group of players until you've got a squad which is fully set in playing your 3-4-3 or your 5-2-3, whatever he wants to call it. Play 4 at the back, win us games, get us up that league. So I'll leave it here, guys. Let me know in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. And once again, it's New Year's Eve, so hope you all have a great time with your family and friends, and stay safe, enjoy yourselves. Hope the cold doesn't bite you too hard if you're in the UK like myself. And yeah, I'll see you in 2020.